Now, let's examine characteristics of scientific research and the types of research. Scientific research must have 4 characteristics. None of them can be exempted. The 4 characteristics, the 4 must be met. Logical. Inferences drawn from the research, from the data analysis, from the entire process must be logical. It must be based on logical principle of reasoning. It must make proper sense. It means that you cannot say A equals to B and then B equals to C and you end up saying A equals to D. There must be a logical. We will expect that you might conclude that therefore since A is equals to B and B equals to C, then A is equals to C. When you are explaining why a particular type of result was recorded, the reason given or the argument presented for such must make logical sense. So, the research, the inferences drawn must be based on proper logical reasoning. That's number 1. Number 2, the inference must be confirmable. It must be based on the data collected, which means somebody can look at the data and confirm whether the inferences you have drawn are actually confirmable from the observed data. So if you are saying what your data is not saying, you're drawing conclusion that is not based on your data, then you are not presenting a valid research, scientific research. Number 3 is repeatable. It should be possible for other people to read your work and be able to independently, without consulting you, be able to replicate the same work. In the sense that they should be able to say, okay, they have done it, this person has done it like this. Is it actually similar? If we go back to that place, can we get the same or similar result? If we cannot repeat your work and it's a one-off time and nobody else can repeat or replicate that work, then it's not repeatable. So which means what you're doing is very cryptic in such a way that if other people try to look at that work, they cannot get something similar. Then you have not been able to do a work that is repeatable. Remember, repeatable in this sense is like we should be able to repeat the results and obtain similar results. I'm not saying that somebody should just go ahead and just repeat your work. Repeatable in the sense that if we look at that work and we do it exactly the way you have described it in your methodology, we should be able to get similar results. That is the essence of this particular characteristic. Then scrutinizable. The procedures, the inferences, and all the process followed. It should be possible for other people, other scientists, other experts to be able to scrutinize that work. That is why we submit work for review by other people, external examiner, supervisors, peer review when you submit for journal, editors, and so on and so forth. That ensures that what you are doing is actually valid. So it should be possible for other people to scrutinize your work. If your work cannot be scrutinized, is hidden, is secluded, is kind of prevented from getting to other people who could criticize it or critique it, then your work is not scientific. Types of scientific research. Your research may be exploratory, it may be descriptive, or it could be explanatory. Exploratory in the sense that you are scoping out to see what is there. What is the magnitude? What is the extent? To help you to generate initial idea of what is feasible within a particular area of study. What is possible? What is out there that is yet to be done? That is when you carry out an exploratory. So an exploratory, for example, if I say I want to investigate social vulnerability to disasters in Nigeria, basically my work can be an exploratory research whereby I look at dimensions, what is social vulnerability in Nigeria, what do we look at social vulnerability. I explore the different works that have been done, what they have found out, where are places, try to look broadly at what has been done and what does it mean when we say social vulnerability within the Nigerian context. If I go down or to the next level for descriptive research, then I could be talking about looking at the same topic, social vulnerability. I could say social vulnerability of households in Federal Capital Territory. So I could look at each and every area of Federal Capital Territory and look at what is social vulnerability, where are people more vulnerable than the other, what are the factors that has been reported to cause social vulnerability, to induce social vulnerability in this area. So at the exploratory level, we are more general. As we go down to the descriptive, we are more focused on a particular thing. So we're trying to answer questions to start. What is going on? Where is it going on? When is it happening? But then when we move on to the explanatory phase, we are trying to see what made this, why is this thing happen? What made it happen? What caused it? How did it happen? We are trying to seek explanations for the observed phenomena or behavior or problems. So at the exploratory level is general and broad. Descriptive, get a little bit more focus to look at what, where and when. As we get to the explanatory research, we are more focused in explaining why and how did it happen. Those are the focus. So